There you go for the sound. Thank you, John Araki. Yes, the sound was playing. I could hear it, but I still had the speakers off. The speakers going to the YouTube off because of last time I was using it. Welcome, everybody. Qapla. And John Araki did save me from pulling an anti-tracker and starting with the stream off. He said, wait, that used to be called pulling a bird of prey. But yes, but anti-tracker's done it like literally every time he's started for the last 5 times. So I think we can officially call it pulling an anti-tracker. So Yosef was here very early, and unfortunately his chat is no longer here. But I did see it, Yosef, when I was putting up the thumbnail a couple of hours ago. And now Hector says he was born ready to do a handful of things, but not for Bird of Prey 5 streams. Oh, that's okay, Hector. Welcome. And Joseph Patrick says, either you will start the stream or I will put on Discovery. And that was 33 minutes ago. So, Joseph, you could be well into a Star Trek Discovery episode, although you are here later in the chat. Welcome, Joseph. And Josh Street says, hi, Bird. Welcome, Josh Street. John Araki says no sound, which I fixed. Thank you, John Araki. And Josh Street is mad. I don't know. You're mad at John Araki for telling me. Yosef says Qapla, Joe, Mamo Pray, Sassy, and the Flock. Qapla, Yosef. And Mamo Pray is waving to everybody. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, do you do it every stream? I don't do it every stream. I've gone a number of streams now without the microphone on. Track 95 is Bird of Prey. How are you? I'll be honest, it has not been a good day. It's been a rough day, not as bad as some days, but not as good as others. I don't know if I didn't sleep right or exactly what's the matter, but yeah. It's tough. You know what? I think I'm going to be anxious till I get out my next video. I've changed twice as to what the next video I'm going to do is. I was going to do a Qapla video, but I really don't think anybody cares. And I certainly don't think anybody who watches Star Trek videos gives a crap about Qapla. And my basic is going to be that really Qapla is not going to matter for us Star Trek channels. Okay, me, Anti-Tricker, Lore Reloaded, Nerdrotic, Doomcock, Mecha, big or small, you guys, Life with Matthew, Rambling Canuck, Vile Mike, although Vile Mike does have the Vile Child, maybe he's on the edge. But for the vast majority of us, Qapla is not going to mean anything, and there's just a lot of people losing their minds over this crap. And I think Lore actually put out a video today where he basically went into the fact that it's really not going to be that big of a deal, and it's been law for 20 plus years, 21 years. Although it only went into it was passed in 1998, it didn't go into effect until 2000. However, what happened, and somebody, John, Osiah Clinch, welcome, a new person, Osiah. Bird of Prey, my nephew is safe and home, thank you. Welcome, Josiah, I'm very happy to hear that. And you got Kissing Dax on top of it. Very, very cool, always good to hear when somebody is home, safe. Very cool. Very cool. Anyway, so my thoughts on Qapla, not really going to affect this channel, not going to affect Anti-Trekker's channel, not going to affect the vast majority of channels I watch. Yes, it's going to affect a lot of YouTubers, because a lot of YouTubers do make content for children, whether they know they do or they don't, a lot do. And it sucks. It sucks for them, because they are going to lose money, and if it was their full-time job, or even a good paying hobby, they're probably going to lose at least half of their revenue when YouTube can't sell targeted ads on their videos anymore. So children might lose a lot of content directed towards them. And I don't want to seem harsh, but it's not going to affect me personally. I do feel bad for those who are going to be affected, but I'm not sure what we could do about it. This has been law for 20 plus years now, and YouTube was ignoring it for the vast majority of that time. Lots of other websites have had to implement things. There's been 20 or 21 companies sued since the law came out for amounts between a few $1,000s and up to a few $1 million. And YouTube's settlement was by far the biggest ever, over $100 million settlement on it. But what YouTube basically did was they sold out their users, their content creators. They're like, well, if any more violations come in the future, we're not going to pay the fines. We're going to pass the fines onto our creators. And the government seemed to be okay with that. My guess is the government has no intention of ever fining any particular YouTuber. They don't have the resources to go after thousands of individual creators. They simply don't. I think they were just happy to get a windfall from YouTube, and they'll leave it at that. But that's my personal opinion. Obviously, I can't promise anybody that, and considering that you could be fined up to, now, not that every fine is going to be $42,000, okay? If you innocently, accidentally put a video that's, you have 10 videos that you already set, you targeted to children, and you forgot to do the 11th, you're not going to get a $42,000 fine in the mail. That's not how it works. Okay, you will probably get a warning first, assuming YouTube doesn't catch it and fix it for you, which it might. But, I mean, even the government, they're not going to just send you a $42,000 fine. They'll probably give you a warning first, if they even notice, which they probably won't. But obviously, people have to, worry about themselves. I have zero worry. Nothing I do is targeting children, and I honestly don't believe neither the government nor YouTube are going to be looking to cause issues. Now, there are a lot of people who say, but the YouTube algorithm sucks, and the YouTube algorithm is going to find, a toy in the background, and it's going to decide this must be targeted towards kids. Yes, that's a possibility. But frankly, you're going to be able to fight it. And YouTube is losing tons of channels that it currently gives targeted advertising to, which means they actually going to need new channels for all those targeted ads to appear on. So this might actually benefit. This could actually benefit channels that don't do children's videos, because there's going to be more competition, more money going into less ad space. So you might have very popular children's channels now that got, say, 5 million hits, 5 million hits a week or a month, and now that channel's not going to get any targeted ads. Well, those 5,000 targeted ads or 5 million targeted ads still have to go to some channel that they can target adults or younger mid-teenagers, 13 and up instead of they're below 13. So those channels might do a lot better. It's weird how it's going to work out. But that's really it I wanted to say about Qapla. Anyway, welcome everybody. Welcome. Let me get to some more comments, and we're going to do some Dear Bops today, because I don't want to get too far behind on Dear Bops. And Trek 95 is asking Joseph if he really put on Discovery. Sci-Fi Nation says, greetings, Birdo Prey, Mamo Prey, Sassio Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Sci-Fi Nation. Josh Street says, Joseph Patrick put on STD for Bird to watch. Well, it doesn't work that way. I can't see through this camera, luckily. John DeMarco says, hi all, welcome, John. Shronmore says, greetings, Birdo Prey, Mamo Prey, and fellow nerds. Greetings, Shronmore. And Trek 95 says, Birdo Prey, do something you are passionate about. I'm going to do a lot of Sinatra singing. Oh, wait, YouTube. YouTube won't like that. And then thank you again, Josiah. Shronmore says, greetings to Sassy, Chaser of Cats, Eater of Cookies, Stalker of Cardinals, Defiler of Cushions, and Scourge of the Squirrels. Yes. Shronmore just got the notification. We were only on a few minutes, Shronmore. Not Ryan Johnson says, hello in Qapla, just in time for my ride home. Well, that works out. Joseph says, I was only trying to scare tactics, but it was futile. Trek 95. Okay, so it was just scare tactics. Stromore says, I just want to thank you, Birdo Prey, Mamo Prey, not Ryan Johnson, for showing up to the first test of my live stream. I have poor internet, so I have to play with the settings to improve. No problem, Stromore. It takes a while to get your system set up. You might have to do several more test streams. I will be there if I can. And you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. Joseph says, you will be influenced by Copacabana if we pay for the song. Oh, Copacabana is a song I enjoy. I would sing Copacabana. It's a Copacabana, the hottest thing north of Havana. Anyway, yeah, we could do Copa one day. That's a different Copa. Carlo Albanese, welcome, Carlo. Hello. Trek 95 says, Joseph, that is a scary thought. Rock Solid says, remember people, smash that like button, share via socials, set chat to live, turn mic and camera on before going live, donate if you can, join the subscribe star, don't abuse emojis, and down with Roga. Oh, Rock Solid. Rock Solid start, very, very bad finish. Showmore says, Josh Street says, to Joseph, you gotta go with the mad option with STD to get Bird to stream sooner, you crazy son of an alpaca. You go with the mad option. Oh. So you go with the mad option. Joseph, if I could have streamed earlier, I would have. You don't have to resort to threats. Especially ones that only apparently would hurt you. Rock Solid says, Birdo Prey. So here's how YouTube is screwing creators. There's a third Copa option. There's the kids, adults, and there's made general audience options, which allowed under Copa, but why YouTube isn't using it. No, I mean, I heard this, I don't want to call it a conspiracy theory, but I've heard people talk about this, for quite a while now. Not quite a while, for the last 2 or 3 days. This mysterious third Copa option that YouTube hasn't enabled, and what's the deal, and blah, 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 blah. And frankly, I think people are not getting it. They don't need to put 3 options. There's only 2 options. And one, they ask you, it's just yes or no question. Is this video targeted towards children? Yes or no. Okay? If it's a general audience video, the answer is no. I would consider 99%, I don't know, 99% of the videos I watch, anyway, are general audience videos. Maybe 95. Okay? That is you. That is the vast majority. And those people should just hit no. Okay? If your content is adult content, that has always been a separate third checkbox YouTube has had. Okay? Adult content doesn't get promoted. Thomas Potts with a $1.99 super chat. Where is your certificate? Don't worry about where my certificate is, Thomas. But that's the thing. That yes or no question is asking you, is this child, or, targeting children, or is it general audience? If you say no, it's general audience. If it's adult, then you're supposed to say no and check the box that it's adult. That's the third option. Nobody checks the adult box unless they absolutely have to. But so rock solid, I would have to say that YouTube isn't forgetting the third option. The third option has been the adult option. They're giving you the option between targeting children or general audience not targeting children. And the third option would be to check the box that it's adult. Of course, if you make it adult or you target children, either way you're going to get, you're not going to get ads. If you mark it as targeting children, you will get a few ads, but they will be cheap ads because they're not targeted. If you mark it as adult, you'll get almost no ads, if any. So those are your problems. Shrum vs. Bird of Prey, Tim Pool was talking about a windfall for political channels after this comes to pass. Well, I saw Tim Pool's video, and Tim Pool has a much, much bigger channel than me. And with all respect to Tim Pool, he is one of my favorite YouTube creators, and hardly a day goes by I don't watch a Tim Pool video. However, people who are looking to advertise on channels that don't have to do with politics, right? If you were looking to advertise on a channel that had a majority of children, right, that had a children's audience, because say you were advertising, Fruit Loops breakfast cereal, so you want to advertise it to a children's channel, you're not going to magically say, oh, well, let's just sell Fruit Loops to Democrats or Republicans or people who love Trump or people who hate Trump or libertarians. Or you're not going to just say, okay, well, we used to put, $10,000 a year into advertising YouTube Fruit Loops on YouTube. We're not going to say, okay, well, now we'll advertise it on Tim Pool's channel because we can't advertise it to kids. No, you will likely just stop advertising Fruit Loops on YouTube, or you'll just put less money to a more general audience that just goes, but those ads pay the least because they're not targeted. So I don't see this windfall that Tim Pool is seeing for political people. Now, for video games and other channels that are more general that still might get some kids but aren't targeted to kids, yeah, I think they might see an increase, but I don't think it's going to be a windfall. They might see, 10, 15, 20% increase in profits. Rough estimate. I don't think they're going to see double. I don't think they're going to see triple. I mean, Tim Pool was seemed like he was ready to retire, that all the money was coming his way. Nobody who was going to advertise on a channel that was playing Looney Tunes reruns is going to take that money and say, yeah, now we should give it to people who talk about, the alt-right and impeachment. It's a completely different, company that's looking to donate. Joseph's is Bird of Prey. Just put a gun in the background and you won't need to worry about being accused of producing child-friendly content. Except, kids like guns. Kids like guns. Track 95 Rock Solid says, hi, you know what I should put in the background? Something kids don't like. Like the economic forecast. Or a bar chart of the GDP. Okay, that's the type of stuff that kids are not interested in. You put a gun up there, you're going to have kids interested. You put curse words up, and you're like, yeah, kids want to learn curse words. That's really not going to be an argument. But you put up the GDP, you put up the Fed's latest outlook on whatever, or the date Social Security is going to become insolvent. That type of stuff, that drives away the kids. That's the type of stuff that proves you're not a child's channel. But I understand what you're saying. And Track 95 says hi to Rock Solids. Wesley Crusher says, greetings, Dear Bop. Greetings, Wesley. Rock Solids says, hey, Track 95, how's your mom doing? Yes, how is your mom doing? Track 95. Star Trek Nitpicker says, greetings all. Greetings, Star Trek Nitpickers. Star Trek Nitpickers puts out a video today. Check it out. John Street says, Bird of Prey, too late. You're already about 6 streams behind. I know. Not Ryan Johnson says, Shronmore, always happy to help. Track 95 says, rock solid. She is better. She is better. Still in a lot of pain, but medicine helps. I'm sorry to hear about the pain. Rock solid says, well, here's hoping she gets out of pain soon. Indeed. Wesley says, where did my comment go? I don't see him. I see a couple of comments. I read them. Rock solid says, Wesley, make sure you have live chat on. Shronmore says, hail Karoga, hail Karoga. And Wesley says it is on live chat. Trek 95 says, Wesley, hello, how are you? Shronmore says, and Qapla gonna ban ya. Rock solid says, Bird of Prey, it's in the law, I've read it. Yes, I'm not saying that the 3 options aren't in the law. I'm saying that the 3 options are already here. And Thomas wants my certificate. Like what? You don't trust me? Wesley says, Track 95, I'm good, my friend. How are you and your family? John Street says, Bird of Prey as the 3rd option is to old restricted age 18 plus. Yes, that's my feeling. The yes/no question they added is either yes is targeted to children, or no, meaning it's targeted to a general audience. And then if it's targeted to adults, that was always the option you had to check the box, making it 18 and over only. So there's your 3 options. Rock Solid says, Bird of Prey, there's another option that's being ignored. It's called YouTube Kids. They already have it. Use that and have an age check mark for regular YouTube. Well, basically, if you check it, it's going to be for kids. It will basically be YouTube Kids. I don't know if you'll be able to get through it to YouTube Kids, but if you check that your channel that your content, your particular video is for kids, I'm sure it will get some type of play or mention on YouTube Kids. Though, to be honest, now that they can't make as much money off YouTube Kids, they might not be interested in keeping YouTube Kids. Track 95 says, Wesley, doing well. Thank you, my friend. File Mike says, howdy, folks. Gonna be driving, but I will be listening. Very cool, File. Wesley says, Vile, drive safe. Track 95 says, Vile Mike, hello, my friend. How are you? I'm going to really try to stop reading the comments between people that just say hi and ask people how they are. Abic says, hey, kids, my channel is gone. I deleted it. Not taking chances, even with mature content. MCU posters, etc. in the background could get me in trouble if some claim kids are attracted to it. Epic, listen, man, it is your choice, but you are overreacting, in my opinion. However, I can't say I will pay your fine if you get it, so obviously you have to do what's best for you. Wesley says, does anyone understand what Bird is talking about? Probably not. Thomas says he's talking about targeting children for something. Rockstar says, Wesley, sadly I do. Shronmore says, Bird of Prey, I think Tim was talking things up more in hope than reality. I think so too. Wesley says, children are not valid military targets. Depends. Are they refining uranium or not? Rock says you should put a banner that says there's only 2 genders. That'll trigger a lot of kids, Sally. Actually, I don't think kids under 13 give a shit about the number of genders. I think they've got to be at least 14, 15 in high school before they've been brainwashed to that point. And it's probably 20-somethings that care more than 12-year-olds. Shromore says Bueller. That should scare the kids away, yeah. Win Ben Stein's money. That was a good game show. Wesley Crusher says there are only 2 genders. Wait, which one can I be? Wes, you're not either. I'm sorry. John DeMarco says Bird has an NRA sticker, so he clearly has nothing to worry about. That's right. The old NRA sticker. Where are we? Shrek 95 says, okay, that's talking. Wesley Joseph says the yes-no question that has no good answer. Are you still beating your wife? I would answer, whatever. Wesley says bird singing will scare the kids away. That's true. And Wesley Bird of Prey, start every stream by singing a Frank song. You know what? If there's ever been a way to keep kids away, it's with Last Dance or Summer Wind, Best Is Yet to Come, Fly Me to the Moon. Those are not kid-friendly songs. Trying to Wesley Bird singing should scare anyone. That's the other problem. Wesley says sometimes bird singing makes me feel better about my singing. Well, then you guys are going to be in a treat because I have a music video coming out later this week. Okay, not quite ready for today, but it's coming out very soon. Very soon. I would say most likely this week, unless I get really sick or something, which is always a possibility. So I don't ever want to say absolutely it's coming out this week, because then something out of left field will happen. But barring something major, it'll be out in a day or two. Life with Matthew says, Qapla, Bird of Prey, how's it been going? It's not bad. Life with Matthew, not the best day today, but not the worst. Wesley says, I sexually identified as a Galaxy class starship. I think that you're Enderman that does that, Wesley. And John DeMarco says, Bird music video, you're going to break the internet. Oh, yes. I hope. Now, unfortunately, I can already tell that I'm not going to be able to monetize the video because it's going to have real music in it. So the owner of the song is going to get the money from the video. However, I still think it'll be worth releasing. I'll do a version with the background music, which is what they will keep the money off of. And I'll also do a version without the background music, which won't be as interesting, but will be totally safe for me to play on my streams. Wesley says, oh, Qapla, Bird, snap. Bird is making an MTV video. Well, Joseph says he's a boy, just checked. Roxanne says, I've never heard Bird of Prey sing. I've heard her make noises and claim it was singing. Oh, thank you, Roxanne. Abby says, I'll keep my 40K and just make sure all my content is not interesting to minors from this point on. And Joseph says, will you ever do content for minors? M-I-N-E-R-S. Sure, miners, they go underground. They're down there a lot. It's close. It's hot. It's, most of my content is really made for those people who are mining our coal and our gold and our diamonds. It keeps them happy. Abby says, on that note, Bird of Prey, is it okay to use your likeness on my channel to keep those wee ones away? Wesley says, rock solid, that is true, but you know what we mean by bird singing. And Rock says, be careful, bird of prey, the music video might earn you a copyright strike. Well, that's why I put it up on my secondary channel and the tertiary channel. And on both of those, it didn't receive a strike, but a content ID claim. So the copyright holder monetized it, but they were happy. Seemed like they were happy enough to have the copy of the song out there, as long as they were making the money off of it. And I didn't even want to debate it because, to be honest, the song that they're claiming it isn't, but whatever. I'll take it. There, it's close enough. Track 95 says, dig deeper. Maybe we can escape the sound. Maybe. Okay, guys. So I'm going to start doing some Dear Bops. So let's head over to the Dear Bop screen. Because I am exhausted. So I honestly not 100% sure how far we're going to get through today. But we will do our best. We will do our best. Okay, so this one is from way back on November 14th. Dear Bop, if fully aware and sentient, would Alexia order a big box of porn? Oh, you son of a bitch. Good that you misspelled Alexia. It's Alexa. I might have said that out loud otherwise. No, Alexa will not order a big box of porn. Even if I said that, she would ask, she would look and says, is this what you want? And I would have the option to say no. And then I'd still have to put in my PIN code before I could order it. So it's just, it doesn't work like that. You get to get sleep. I hopefully, Wesley. Hopefully. Okay, so yeah, somebody tried to get me right off the bat. What is this? Okay. Dear Bop, I'm hoping you can tell me what works well for driving demons out of a home. I've heard they dislike the fragrances of sandalwood and sage, but since I really don't have either of those on hand, is there something I can substitute for them? Your Kurogan assistance is greatly appreciated. Father Damien. Well, Joseph Petrick puts in that Ricardo Montalban would be 99 today. Very cool. No. Bird singing does not drive demons from the house. This is actually a fairly complicated answer. It really depends on your demon. Now, demons have several classification levels. You got your entry-level demons that are basically just tortured souls who've, been in hell so long they've figured out how they can occasionally cross back over into the real world and cause trouble. Then you've got actual demons that were appointed by Satan, and you go all the way up to like the super demons who are like Satan's top henchmen, and you could actually be dealing with a full-on satanic possession. So your first is to figure out what you're dealing with. If you're dealing with the everyday, the entry-level demons, you can usually get them out of the house with a simple crucifix or, some garlic. You don't have to put the garlic around the door. Just cut up some garlic. The smell That'll drive them out most of the time. Also, you just say a couple of prayers. Like if you give the Kurogan prayer, which I released on my Sunday morning Kurogan stream on the Birdo Pray 5X channel, the Kurogan prayer. That'll affect any prayer you give, whether it's Hail Mary or any prayer. That should drive out the entry level guys. Your mid level, kind of your middle management, they're a bit harder. They'll take more than one. They'll take a combination. You're going to want to do the garlic. You're going to want to do the prayers. You're going to want to do the crucifixes around the house, multiple ones. If you can figure out what particular room, if it's limited to one room or one hallway or one floor of the house, and concentrate all your stuff there. The goal is to try to get it to a center point and then surround it, and it will be kind of pushed back into its realm. Now, as you get up there and you're dealing with one of the Satan's henchmen, some of his top level people, the best way is just going to be to burn down the home. The fire will release them. Now, it doesn't destroy them, unfortunately, but it will release them, and you're going to have to just build a new house. That's by far the easiest way. If you could try, you could try the garlic. You might as well add onion too, maybe some paprika, a little oregano. Sassy girl. A little oregano, some thyme, some hot peppers. That add it all up to a boiling stew, and just pour it over the floor of the home. Okay, Sassy. Who's there, baby? Who's getting a delivery? Well, the camera's off. Sassy, people need to know how to get rid of demons, baby. You want to tell it? Oh, yes, okay. Camera's off. So, and if you got the big guy himself, if you got a full-on satanic possession, you're going to have to not only burn the house down, but you're going to have to also get an earth mover and take out at least the first 6 to 8 feet of topsoil. You want to make sure that there's no bodies buried. There's probably a body buried. If you got a satanic possession, there's probably a body buried somewhere on the property, possibly, below the basement or in the foundation. So scrape down 6, I'd say 8 feet to be certain. You get it out, then fill it in with some new soil, and then rebuild the house. Now make sure that on your insurance, it does cover demonic possession, because a lot of insurances, you say, what happened? You say, I burned down my house. And they say, well, you're not covered for burning down your house. And you have to say, no, I burned down my house because I had a demon. And then, if they're a good insurance company, they will cover it. But not all insurance companies are. So before you burn down your house, do make sure your insurance company has demonic possession insurance coverage. Unfortunately, if they don't, it's going to be very hard to get, because you kind of have a pre-existing condition. So, you're probably not. It's like saying you can't go get insurance when your roof has already got a big hole in it and expect the insurance is going to pay to fix your roof. That's not how insurance works. So if you don't have demonic possession insurance already, you can't just go get it. I mean, if you did, you'd have to lie and say, oh, you just got the possession within the last, 30 days or something. It's going to look very suspicious. Plus, then the demons feed off of your lying and your negativity, and they only become stronger anyway. So, everybody here should probably right now check their home insurance, their homeowners policies. Make sure you have that demonic possession rider, and if you don't, contact your insurance agent, or if you do it yourself, your insurance company, and just ask them what the demonic possession, how much more it goes for. Usually, it's only about $50 to $100 more a year, because there are very few actual demonic possessions that actually need to be fought with fire. Most can be handled with some garlic and some vinegar. So I hope that helps Father Damien. Although, if you are an actual priest, you have your own tools available. So I'm kind of surprised you're asking. I kind of get the feeling you're a fake priest. You're a fake priest. Okay, let's do another one. Dear Bop, I joined the Navy to see the world. I've seen it. Now, how do I get out? Stuck on a ship. Well, I think you basically just want to make the best of it. I mean, in the old days, you could have pretended you were, gay, but I don't think that's going to get you thrown out anymore, especially of the Navy. So I think you better just make your best time of it. You're probably in for 2 years? So you got 18 months left. You'll have fun. You go, as long as you're not on a submarine. If you got boat duty, you can still enjoy the world. I say have fun, but no, you're pretty much, you're screwed. I don't help people get out of contracts they willingly entered into with Uncle Sam. Good luck, though, stuck on a ship. I don't think we're going to have any major wars to send you off to, so you should be fairly safe. Let's do one more before I go to the comments. Dear Bop, I have broccoli in the fridge. How should I prepare it? Oh, you should rob it. Broccoli rob. That's the best way of preparing broccoli. It's broccoli rob. I don't know exactly how you make broccoli rob from broccoli, but I'm sure Google does. Just ask Google or Alexa, hey, how do I rob my broccoli? And they'll tell you how you make your broccoli rob. That's an easy one. So good luck, assuming the broccoli is still good. Okay, so let's check some comments of anything that's come up. Oh yes, so there have been a few. Rock Solid says, okay, be careful, bird of prey, copyright, cut strikes. No joke. No, that's true. An actual copyright strike is not good. But a content match ID is not the end of the world. I've actually got several of them on the channel already. Just sort of happens. However, they are all potential for a copyright strike. So, they're probably not things you want to leave up forever. But we should be okay for a while. Wesley Crushes, Bird of Prey, you need to get sleep. And we Ricardo Monteban 99. Track 95 says, play them. Birds singing. No, demons do not leave because of my singing. Star Trek Nitpicker says, birds of prey usually aren't known for their songs. That is true. Joseph says, and then there are demons like a mother-in-law. Those demons have are much easier to remove, although they can bring legal trouble. Rock Solid says, and then you have dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria, yes. Epic Beard says, go to the store, get a pack of smokes, light for demon, it will become your new friend. Why push away what could become your friend? That's true. You could try to befriend the demon, and then maybe it could do some of your evil bidding. Treg95 says, okay, how does Bird of Prey know so much about demons? Is he telling us something? Treg95, I've had to battle demons my entire life. You start to figure out the rules after a while. Joseph says, the closest thing to a crucifix I have at home is a plus sign on my calculator. You could pop that plus sign off. That'll work. Just put two sticks together. Aberjam says, what's up, Bird? Welcome, Aberjam. I'm just trying to teach people how to get rid of demons. Joseph says, Bird of Prey, question about exorcism. What? Questions about exorcism changed to cooking with Bird? No. We weren't cooking. Those spices were necessary for the removal of demons. John DeMarco says, how many of Bird's solutions involving burning the house down? John DeMarco, it's funny you asked, but quite a number of solutions involve burning a house down. It seems to be like one of the easiest ways to solve problems. Epic Beard says, the roof is on fire. Well, the roof isn't enough, Epic. You want to start that fire at the lowest level so it burns up. Rock Solid says, are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night? Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic? Have you or your family ever seen a spook, a specter, or a ghost? Yes, call the Ghostbusters. We are ready to believe you. Mike Richards says, greetings from Columbus, Ohio, Bird of Prey and the flock. Greetings, Mike Richards. Josh Street says, Bird of Prey, the bird father knows all about burying bodies. Joseph says, village people in the Navy. Yeah, once you're in the Navy, you're pretty much stuck. Trek 95 says, Joseph, good one. Aberjam says, you don't need anything special to cast out demons. Just a strong faith in Christ. You may also want a live animal for the demon to possess, as Christ did with Legion. Well, Aberjam, maybe your UK demons work different. Joseph says, how do I rub my broccoli? What a question to ask the internet. Actor says, the best broccoli was Albert R. Broccoli. Good Bond film he made. Thomas Potts is Bird singing summons demons. Wassey's a Bird of Prey. I still can't play. You can't play the Stanley Parable. I think they did release it. I disputed that copyright, that content ID, and they did release it. So I might try playing it again, Wes. We could do that. We could do that one of these days. Now that you bring it up, it looks like it got released. Star Trek Nitpicker says demons are like Romulans or Remans. Kennewick says demons are the Scottish ghost that infected Beverly Crusher. That was on today, that episode. Agnes says, if the sticks are made of demonic wood, does the cross one make scare devils away? Yeah, don't worry. Just the shape. Joseph is Kennewick Sub Rosa, one of the strongest episodes of TNG. Yeah, strongest. Kennewick says any episode with Beverly is a strong episode, especially if she's stretching in the gym. And Peter Berchet, Bird of Prey, is catching up on chat. Hashtag Apocalypse Omen. Let's hope not. Let's go back to some more Dear Bops. Dear Bop, I have a problem. I need your help to convince my wife I am right. I like the feeling of pooping myself, but my wife will not let me do it in public. She has hidden my diapers and will not wash any clothes that have poop on them. How do I convince her it's a good thing? Anonymous Chris Chan. I don't believe this is the real Chris Chan. However, yeah, listen to your wife. You don't want to. You don't want to be pooping in public, Chris. In fact, I'm surprised you have a wife, but I'm guessing you don't for long. So once the divorce is over, then you can have your diapers and not worry about anybody hiding them on you. So that's probably the easiest solution. I doubt that's the real Chris Chan. Dear Bop, with Christmas approaching, what color of decoration should I pick? I'm thinking silver-green combination, but my wife prefers pink and white. What would Bird do? Number 205. Well, 205, subscriber number 205. You know, they say happy wife, happy life. So just go pink white. Doesn't really matter. Go pink white. Deck the halls with pink and white. And, I don't know. Maybe if you have a man cave or a shed in the backyard or just, I don't know. You put something, you hide something under your bed. They have those little like 12-inch Christmas trees that come. You can like pull them out of a tube. You can decorate that green, red and green, or whatever you want, silver and green. But you should just do what your wife says for the house. That'll be the best option. Not really. I'm surprised that even needed a question. Just very few times you should not listen to your wife. Very few. Dear Bop, do you like the smell of bleach? You know, I don't hate the smell of bleach. But when it gets too concentrated, obviously, I do not, because it starts burning my eyes. But as long as it's not too concentrated, I certainly prefer the smell of bleach to many other smells. However, I'll tell you one smell I really enjoy, and I've enjoyed it ever since I was a child. It's the smell of foam. Like the foam of like that covers this microphone. Oh man, that's good stuff. Oh, like I feel like it's probably doing something bad to my brain, but I mean, as a kid, I loved the smell of foam and new carpet. That's some good stuff. But bleach, there's worse things. There's much worse things than bleach. I'm not sure how that's any advice, though. I wouldn't recommend people sniff foam or new carpet. I mean, there's especially these days where it's probably all coming from China. It's probably full of even worse chemicals than they were 30, 40 years ago. But I don't know. The foam is good. Also chlorine, like a nice chlorine pool that's just been freshly chlorinated. That's a nice clean smell. Dear Bop, next year I'm thinking of getting an electric car. What is your opinion about it? Do you have a model that you prefer, or is it something you would never get for yourself? Car lover. You know, actually, car lover, that brings up a good thing. Wasn't even planning it this way, but Tesla just revealed the Cybertruck. Yeah, look at this. Look at this fine automobile. A lot of people don't like it. They say it looks like a DeLorean and a Pontiac Aztek, which the Pontiac Aztek, for those who don't know, many people believed it to be the worst designed SUV ever created. I never hated it. I actually thought the Pontiac Aztek wasn't bad, and it was pretty cheap. And I always thought, gee, if I ever needed an SUV and didn't have a lot of money, I would get a Pontiac Aztek. But then they stopped making them because nobody was buying them. But look at this. Look at this. You see, Tesla, Musk came out with this, and it's apparently, people, it's not a joke. It's not somehow, surprisingly, this is not a joke. This is actually going to be the new Tesla, and you can put down $100 deposit to get it if you are so interested. That said, no, I don't see myself buying an electric car anytime soon, and let me tell you why. The problem with electric cars, especially modern electric cars, is that they're connected to the internet. And I would never trust a car connected to the internet. I know firsthand that they can be hacked, that they are never ever going to be safe, because hackers will always be a step in front of. It's like websites, okay? There's no safe website. You can have Microsoft, you can have Google, you can have Yahoo, you can have companies that spend billions of dollars on their networks, and they still get hacked because the hackers there are a billion hackers out there, and maybe 100 million hackers out there at any given time, and they will eventually discover the flaw in your design. And any design as complicated as an operating system, be it for a car or for a computer, is going to have countless flaws in it. It's impossible to design something that perfect without flaw. So they will find it, and all it takes is one to find it, and you could have people being driven over cliffs. You could have cars that just between the cameras on the car and having complete control over the car itself, because steering wheels no longer connect physically to a bar that turns the wheels. The steering wheels are just like joysticks that a computer has to either accept to do what the wheel says to do, or it could just ignore it and the car could keep going straight. The car could turn in any direction it wants. You could have people just, be driving into tractor trailers, people driving into gas trucks, people driving onto train tracks and stuff. Crazy things that we barely have conceived of will be happening in the future as cars get hacked. And like every week today, we hear about how, Target had a security breach, or Bank of America had a security breach, or Walmart had a security breach, and, they lost, or the IRS had a security breach, and now 50 million people's social security numbers are stolen, or 100 million people's credit cards are stolen. It's going to be the same thing. They're going to be like, and Ford had a breach today with the electronic IDs of 25,000 Ford F-150s stolen today, meaning that anybody can remote access them until they put out a patch. So we recommend you don't drive your car for the next 2 weeks until they patch it. And then once they patch it, that's just going to open up more problems. So no, I do not like the emergence of cars and technology. Give me a car that's has manual control over the steering wheel, and manual control over the brakes. And sure, it can have internet. It can have Wi-Fi from my cell phone and internet, so I can get some streaming music. I'll take that, but I don't want it. It should never connect over to the actual control surfaces of the car. And every car that's been made that way, they have found ways, even though there's supposed to be two separate systems, they've already found ways to hack across those things. So I say stay away from electric cars until or unless they build some that are hacker proof. And the only way to do that is to literally not have any wires connect between the two systems. You can have your entertainment system that can't in any way be connected to the stuff that that powers the car. Although that would be a terrible design, nobody would ever do it. I think the best cars were made between 2000 and 2010. It was before the electronics. They had electronics. They had some good electronics. They had GPSs. They had MP3 players. They had auxiliary inputs for your phones. But they didn't yet give up total control to the CPU of the car or truck. So I say buy used. Don't buy electric. We're a long way from electric being safe, in my opinion. And yes, Mr. Miles, you can put a custom firmware in an electric car. I mean, it voids your warranty, but if somebody was hacking you, they could totally flash your firmware, and they could hook it up to a damn joystick in their house, and they could drive your car. Okay, Dear Bop, will you please sing your favorite song? It always makes my day to hear you sing. Aw. Well, that's nice. What is my favorite song? Oh, well, I'm debating. I could just sing a Sinatra song. Or I could play for you guys the song I've been working on. I would play it without the background music. Okay, so we'll do this. Press 1 in the chat if you want me to sing a random song that I pick. Or 2 in the chat if you want me to sing the song I've been working on, which you will get a full-featured video later this week with actual nice background music. But the song I've been working on is kind of going to be the official Birdo Prey 5 song. It is a parody of a song you've heard before. Zero is not an option. So Thomas says 1 for a random song. Wesley says 2. Josh Street says 1 for a random song. Epic Beard says 8675309. Kennewick says 1. It looks like the ones are running away with it. 3, no singing. 1. Okay, I got a couple more ones. Okay, so you know what? I will sing a song, a random song. I have to put the headphones in. We'll sing a random song, and then we will get to comments, and we'll see where we are. Mr. Miles says, Birdo Prey, so you're saying you wouldn't own a Tesla Jeep if they made one? Mr. Miles, I don't know how to put it. Would I own one if they gave it to me? I would, sure. I would not trust it. Assuming I had any other vehicle available, I would much rather drive like a 2008 Jeep or 2005 Jeep over even the modern Jeeps, even if it's not a Tesla Jeep. Just modern Jeeps are completely controlled drive-by-wire. No drive-by-wire car or automobile truck would I ever want to drive, period. That's the thing, electric or not. However, electric vehicles are way more, like 100% drive-by-wire, whereas non-electric vehicles, I think, are like 85% drive-by-wire. And I skipped comments, but I will go back to most of them. Okay, let's see. See, my favorite Sinatra song varies from day to day, so let's see what I can find. And I have to mute that. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so this is a Frank Sinatra, Anything Goes. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes. Good authors, too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, when most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. So though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something shocking. Now heaven knows, anything goes. And good authors, too, who once knew better words, now only use four-letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today, and black's white today, and day's night today, when most guys today that women prize today are just silly gigolos. So though I'm not a great romancer, I know that you're bound to answer when I propose. Anything goes. May I say before this record spins to a close, I want you to know anything goes. Yep, anything goes. So if that's not a way to keep the children away, I don't know what is. So thank you, whoever asked me to sing a song. Let's go back in the comments. Oh, we're way back. Way back. Okay. Agner says we're holding him back, so he goes to the males. Mr. Miles says first. Aberjam says UK first, second. Trek95 says Mr. Miles, you are always pre-first. Agner says that guy sure is Turdistani. What guy? Aberjam says I think Mr. Miles is suffering from premature exclamation. And Track95 says Aberjam is so bad. Epic Beard says, but what if your wife says do not listen to that bird guy? Then don't listen to the bird guy. Listen to your wife. You didn't marry me, thankfully. Aberjam says Trek95, it only gets worse. Cinnabon Bunny says hello, welcome Cinnabon. Kennewick says volatile organic chemicals. Whatever it is, they smell good. Actor says in my country, those that always do what their wife wants are called dominandos. They are scorned to no end by their friends. Well, but they have happy wives and happy lives. And Trek 95 says Aberjam, I like your sense of humor. Do I smell a bromance coming? Johnny DeMarco says bird sniffing foam explains a lot. Kennewick says, formaldehyde. I don't know what it is, but it's good. Agnes says the worst is the smell of milk rotting in a couch. Yeah, well. Aberjam says, thank you, my humor lacks any sense, lol. Kennewick says if you get an electric car, you should switch your electricity plan to real-time pricing. Actor says Jeep will never look so weird. Indeed. Root Snoot Thunt says I'm not sure what I think smells good. Maybe roots. Welcome, Root Snoot. Root. Thunte. Thante? Root Snoot Thunte. Root Snoot Thante. Welcome. Trek95 says Aberjam, lol, no doubt you are from the UK. Tell me your first reaction, biscuits and gravy. Actor says I personally prefer Pinafarnia designs. Aberjam says Cybertruck looks like Tesla asked a 6-year-old to draw a future car. Yes. It honestly makes Homer Simpson's car from the Simpsons episode where Homer meets his brother, Herb. It actually makes Homer Simpson's car look pretty good by comparison. John Street says, Bird of Prey, that is the Tesla truck. Yes, it is. Actually, it's called the Cybertruck, but it's by Tesla. Agnes says, and give him all the rulers. Aberjam says, my missus fixes them up real good. Kennewick says, yes, you can get a bricked and bad OTA update. Yosef says the Cybertruck has 200,000 pre-orders without any advertisement. Well, it's still, I don't think Tesla has delivered all the Model 3s they claim to have pre-ordered yet. Agnes says refundable pre-orders, indeed. And that's the trick, Yosef. And actually, if you read the article I read, they said it was pretty clear just by looking at it. They had no front crumble zone, no rear crumble zone. The lights weren't street legal. And there were no mirrors, right? There were no side view mirrors, which are required by federal law. So what they showed clearly was not a street legal design. So either they hope that by 2021 or 2022, when this is supposed to be released, that either the laws will be changed or they're going to have to go back and make some significant changes to the design, because as it is, it simply would not be a street legal truck. And even if it was street legal, without crumble zones, that's going to be a hell of a lot of damage and possibly injury, God forbid you're in an accident. But, those are just details. Kennewick says, search runaway lithium battery fire on YouTube. Oh, yeah, they're not good. Track95 is Aberjam. My best friend was from London. The first time I mentioned them to her, she thought I meant bloody cookies. Oh. Yosef says, Ector, if 20% of it sticks, it's a success. A friend of mine pre-ordered it. He already has the S and the 3. What does he need so many Teslas for? Actor says it already has 2. If he already has 2, then it doesn't surprise him. Yeah. Howard Jim says Bird, the guy that invented computer RAM and lithium batteries, working on batteries made from glass and sodium. Yes, solid-state batteries. I saw that video. It charges 10 times faster and holds 5 times the power of lithium. Yes, and if they get those batteries out and they're not a toxic waste site every time you have to dispose of one, that could be amazing. But I think we're still a decade out, if we're lucky, from getting those. And Track 95 wants Kit. We all would want Kit. Joseph says, Abajam, I need that for my notebook. Mike Richards says, Mergence. Mr. Miles says, I would love to have that Tesla truck. Abajam says, Track 95, that doesn't surprise me. My missus is a tank, so I'm pretty familiar with you Americans in weird ways. Americans, I gotcha. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, even in T2, the T-800 was hacked to protect John Connor by the human resistance. Yep. Hacking's always going to be a step ahead. Mr. Miles says, I wonder, can you put custom firmware in the... Yes, you can. Agnes says, do you know what they said? A battery tech, it can do everything except leave the lab. Joseph says, Track 95, the Trans Am design still holds up. Miss Miles says, Bird of Prey. But if you have your own custom firmware, you can work on the weak points and the security yourself. That's assuming you are an excellent coder and programmer, Mr. Miles, which is what, 1%? Less than 1% of the population? And the people who are great coders probably are not the people who tend to work on their cars. And furthermore, if you put on a custom firmware, you probably are losing your warranty from your car company, from your car manufacturer. I said it's possible. I didn't say it's necessarily allowed under, legal. It probably would be illegal under state laws and federal laws because it would change the safety specs of the car. So it probably wouldn't be legal to flash your own firmware. And to be frank, if these programmers are so good, even the best programmer still makes mistakes. So you're never going to be ahead of all the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of hackers trying to get at you. It's just not possible. Mr. Mouse's Bird of... I just read that. Actor says if it's a factory upgradable, and it is, it's probably hackable to be modified by third parties. Mr. Mouse's Bird of Prey just have to learn to code. Lol. Yeah, well. Joseph says the Macarena. That should be the theme song. It's not the Macarena. Aberjam says, laughing, autocorrect turned my missus from a yank into a tank. Gotcha. That makes more sense now. Schromer says, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens. Mr. Miles says, I don't know, therefore aliens. Carlos says, it'll be fun to sing. It'll be fun if you sing Pretty Fly for a White Guy. Well, sorry. That's not my favorite song. Schromer says, Aberjam, UK predictive text has gotten me into so much trouble. Joseph wants the full experience. Carlos is too, but you won't get DMC. Mr. Miles is Bird of Prey, so you're saying you wouldn't own a Tesla Jeep if they made one? Own it, yes. Use it, probably not. Actors is parody of a song you heard before. I never heard a song you heard before. Aberjam says, show more. It corrects all the words except the ones you actually want to get wrong. You actually do get wrong. Actor says, Tesla Jeep is an oxymoron. Maybe you mean a full electric Jeep. Aberjam says, just waiting for Tesla to make the home mobile. Actor says, or Tesla now has to replace the term all electric vehicle. Aberjam says, do robots dream of electric Jeeps? Maybe. Ms. Miles says, Actor, no, I meant collaboration between Tesla and Jeep. Carlos says, what do they do with batteries when they need charging? Can they be recycled or just dumped into the sea? Or they can be dumped into the sea. Should they be dumped into the sea is the question. An actor says Tesla never collaborated with another brand. Well, it doesn't mean they never will. It just means they haven't yet. Ms. Miles says, I didn't say that. They did. I gave a what if. Kennewick says, isn't the song from the Temple of Doom? This is his favorite. It's a favorite. Aberjam says it's like sitting right there with Indy and the club. Is it in Temple of Doom? Wesley says this is not a Frank Sinatra song. Frank Sinatra did sing the song, and that's the version I was singing. Epic Beard says anything goes. I knew it. Bird does wear summer dresses. Roxette says Bird of Prey. Anything goes. Is that what Frank told Freddie when they... No. Actor says it's very slow. Up the tempo. Epic Beard says with stocking. Shromore says Kennewick. It's to be thankful Bird of Prey didn't get in a cocktail dress. Agnes says, this is one of my favorites. Well, maybe it isn't and no more. I'm sorry, actor. Kennewick says, Kate Capshore probably looks better in a dress than Bird. Shromore says, bravo, good sir. Thank you, Shromore. Uncle Remus says, what did I miss? Wesley says, Frank stole this song. Actor says, Nat King Cole did it better. Well, I'm not surprised. Aberjam says, now I know why Indy jumped out that window. Uncle Remus says, wow, that cough blew out my bass speaker, Bird. I'm so sorry, Uncle Remus. Epic Beard says, Bird is so far behind. He is in a past life. Track 95 says, I got something in the mail today. Very cool, Track 95. I get something in the mail most days. Miss Mouse says, Frank stole all of his songs and he was a massive stoner. That was before he married Freddie. No. Uncle Remus says, Bird, sing the Mr. Rogers theme song. The Tom Hanks movie was good, by the way. And Wesley put in a link, but I can't go to it right now. Cole Porter sang that song. Listen, probably 50 people sang that song, but I have the Frank Sinatra version, and those were the words from the Frank Sinatra version. Maybe other people sang the same words. I don't know. I'm not saying they didn't. I just know that it is indeed a Frank Sinatra song. It could be a Cole Porter song as well. Track 95 says a cool link. Thomas Potts says, did you see the Tesla truck unbreakable window get cracked? I did, yes. Elon Musk was saying that the window was armored, so he had this guy throw a steel ball at the window. And in the first demo, they didn't show live, the ball bounced off. But of course, when he did it live in front of an audience, the ball went right through the window. Well, it didn't go through. It smashed it, but it did stop it from going through. But it still wasn't good. It wasn't supposed to break. Wesley says Frank stole that song. And Track 95 says the song is in Fallout 4. And Tricks never played. Yo's and Bird of Prey, the friend with 2 Tesla cars, has an event agency and he uses it commercially. Okay? Still not going to save him if somebody hacks him and makes him drive off the road. Joseph's 4 likes are missing. Uncle Remus says, I flash a custom firmware on my PS4. Does that count? PS3, I assume. Does that count? No. Thomas Potts already read that. Mr. Miles says the song Bird of Prey is working on is It's Raining Men. No. Epic, I'm reserving my like for future consideration when Bird comes clean about summer dresses. Mike Richards says, Joseph, whoops, that was me. Thanks. Carlo says, didn't the first password lock for Windows have a mistake where you could just close the window and get into the system? I might have. I've heard of things like that, but I don't remember where. Joseph says, Carlo, I think it was Windows 95 safe mode or something similar. Uncle Remus says, why don't the car manufacturers install Mr. Fusion on cars? That would solve lots of fuel problems. Indeed. Indeed it would. Kennewick says, Mr. Fusion is a toxic white male. Really? He is white. Uncle Remus says Mr. Chekhov approves of nuclear-powered vessels. Absolutely. Aberjam says, my Tesla ate all my bananas. Wesley says, Bird of Prey, do you admit Frank Sinatra just covers songs he didn't write? I'm not saying he wrote every song, but he sings lots of songs. Kennewick says, the guy who throws the ball is the designer for Tesla, Franz something something German. And Aberjam says, Wesley, Frank only covers Freddie. I won't say with what, though. You sons of bitches. That's it, because you're all being mean about Frank Sinatra. Just two more. Dear Bops, and that's it. Dear Bop, I had a very strange dream. Darth Vader was force choking Kathleen Kennedy when George Lucas appeared. He was wearing a black robe. He laughed and he said, good. What does this mean? Sincerely confused in Columbus, Ohio. I'll tell you what it means, sincerely confused in Columbus, Ohio. It means you're a sick bastard. You probably wanna check yourself in. You should not be having dreams about Darth Vader force choking a powerful, strong, inspirational woman like Kathleen Kennedy. Clearly you hate women, and you probably hate America too. So, yeah, you should probably just call the police, turn yourself in. I think that's probably for the best. We can't technically fine you or arrest you for your dreams yet, but don't worry, that technology is coming. Within 100 years, people will have to wear a government-mandated, kind of be like almost like a sweatband. They'll have to put around their head when they sleep, and it will monitor your dreams, and it will alert the authorities if you have any, awful dreams like this, where they can actually find out that you're actually a terrible person, and they can arrest you before you commit a crime. So, yeah, you should just turn yourself in. It'll be better in the long run. They can probably help you with lots of medications. And Dear Bop, I have a friend that is addicted to Bird of Prey 5 porn. Is there any help for him? Signed, Anonymous Beagle Bites. Well, I'll tell you, there's no Bird of Prey 5 porn out there. But if he's just addicted to Bird of Prey 5 videos, yeah, I would say you should take the same way they used to do things back in the 60s and in old cartoons. Like if you caught your kids smoking, you would make them smoke an entire pack, and then they'd never want to smoke again. So if you catch your friend watching a Bird of Prey 5 video, make him watch 50 videos in a row, and that will definitely cure the addiction. Because if there's one thing we know about the 1960s, it was that they were absolutely right about everything when it comes to addiction. Okay, we'll do one more, and then I'll do the comments, and then we're going to end it. Dear Bop, why do you always pull a Bird of Prey? I don't always pull a Bird of Prey. Okay, today I didn't pull a Bird of Prey. Yesterday I didn't pull a Bird of Prey. It's been some time since I pulled a Bird of Prey, and from now on, we're going to call it pulling an anti-tracker, because he pulls it a lot more than I do. Oh, and anti-tracker is here. Speaking of the devil. Oh, and I haven't had the Dear Bop screen on as I've been reading these. Son of a bitch. Yeah, well, whatever. They got to see my beautiful face. Frank Sinatra hasn't released anything new in a long time. Yeah, because he's dead, Uncle Remus. However, they actually do still come out with new CDs. They find old songs that were never released and remaster them. Anti-Tracker is lolling for reasons. Welcome, Anti-Tracker. Joseph says, hi, Anti-Tracker, just in time. Wes says, Bird of Prey, you sing about love songs. I guess that puts you on the same level as Frank. I never claimed to be on the same level as Frank Sinatra. Aberjam says, Uncle Remus, the last thing Frank released was over Freddy. Oh, man, God. Kennewick says, Bird just gained 50,000 subscribers with that Darth Vader response. I wish. Just tell him where to sign up. Trek 95 says, hey, Anti-Tracker, where do we send your pizza order? Lol. Aberjam says, Grant Anti-Tracker, greetings, brother. Epic Beard says, electric shock therapy will cure the Bird of Prey porn addiction. No, just show him more stuff. Yeah, good. Yes. So we've checked the book. Okay, we've checked the book. There is no mention of Freddy in this book whatsoever. Okay, it's a big book. Big book. Lots of women mentioned, but nothing about Freddy. So we got proof right here. A Life Remembered by Lou Irwin, Frank Sinatra. Nothing about Freddy. Carlos says, Anti-Tracker, hope you're doing well. I enjoyed your Sunday stream. I had a similar experience when I met the mother of my child. I knew she would have my child before I even spoke to her. I hope you did speak to her before you made her the mother of your child, though, Carlo. Roxal says, greetings, Anti-Tracker. Aberjam says, there's no cure for Bird of Prey porn. You just can't unsee that stuff. Wesley says, this Anti-Tracker is here. Well, he said hello, but now he's not responding. Henri says, old Blue Eyes is gone. I thought he was resting with Walt Disney. Thomas says, Anti-Tracker didn't notice you with the new avatar. John Street says, Bird of Prey, do you know the rule of naming ships after the first person that does so? So it's a Bird of Prey from now until the end of time. Josh Street says, do you know the rule of naming ships? Do you know the rule of naming things after the first person that does it? So it's a Bird of Prey from now to the end of time. Well, Anti-Tracker did it before me. Anti-Tracker did it before I even had a channel. So, well, before I ever went live. Uncle Remus is Freddy Krueger? No, yeah, well, it doesn't matter. There's no Freddy involved. Wesley says, does the book mention that Frank stole all of his songs? It does not. Carlos says, Lo, you checked to see if Frank and Freddy ever happened. They never even met. Exactly. Uncle Remus says, so Scorsese was soup to make the movie about Frank Sinatra with Leonardo DiCaprio. That would have been cool, maybe. Epic Beard says this conspiracy theory that Freddy and Frank were not together is nonsense. No, that they were together is nonsense. 100% fake news. Aberjam says, Bird, so you know the way to San Jose. I think you gotta make a left turn in Albuquerque. And Carlos says, lol, thanks, Bird, made me laugh. Well, then we can end the stream, because I made Carlo laugh. But seriously, guys, I need to get a little rest. I know it's a little short of a stream today. My apologies. Tomorrow, I think we'll do a City Skylines. That'd be pretty cool, unless something big comes up. Good night, all, and Qapla. And Aberjam says, Frank didn't steal his songs. The only thing he ever stole was Freddy's heart. Dr. Alex says, hello, Bird of Prey. Dr. Alex, we were just about to leave, but I have to tell everybody, Dr. Alex put out a video either late last night or early this morning that I still can't believe is real. He uses an amplifier that uses 2 AAA batteries and plugs into his electric guitar and then wires to these 2 big speakers in a box, and using no extra power except just the power from the 2 AAA batteries, he produces maybe it's not super loud. It's probably not 120 decibels loud, but incredibly loud music for 2 AAA batteries that I at first didn't even believe him that it was possible. I thought for sure there was another wire somewhere pulling power out of the wall, but no, he assures me it's not. 2 AAA batteries are driving these giant speakers that would normally just be driving headphones. Freaking amazing video, Dr. Alex. Yeah. Yes, and goodbye. I'm sorry. Sci-Fi Ninja says, Hail Bird of Prey, hero and dear leader, God, Emperor Karoga. Hail Karoga, down with Turtistans, evil dictator, anti-trekker. Wesley says, I'm sorry, man. What are you sorry about, Wes? Uncle Remus says, take care, Bird. Bye, all. Take care, Uncle Remus. Carlos says, night, all, I guess. Back to work. Well, anti-trekker usually streams in a couple hours, so remember to check back for him if you're around, if you're awake. Mama prays, waving to everybody. Sci-Fi Ninja's great stream as always, bud. Live long in alpaca, everyone. Live long in alpaca. Mike Richards says farewell from Columbus, Ohio. Farewell, Mike Richards. But don't forget to turn yourself in. Josh Reese says Qapla. That's Yosef. Qapla, Yosef. Dr. Alex's tiny headphone jack amp into twin 12-inch speakers. Not concert level, but neighborly annoying levels. Yosef, Dr. Alex, the video was excellent. I really enjoy your guitar playing. And Uncle Remus is Dr. Mo, Dr. Larry, and Dr. Curly. Dr. Alex says, thanks, Bird of Prey. Aberjam says, hi, Mama Prey. And Carlos says, good night to Mama Prey. With that all, good night, take care, and Qapla. I'm going to turn the speakers back on. Thank you all for watching my video. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell icon. Without it, you won't get notifications of new videos. Check out BirdoPrey5.com, the new home of everything BirdoPrey5 on the web. You can also check out my forum at juot.net. I'm also on social media, on Facebook, Twitter, and Gab. If you'd like to make a donation, check out paypal.me/BirdoPrey5 or on BirdoPrey5.com. Take care.